When is the best time to buy or sell real estate? Anyone who has anything to do with real estate wants to know the answer to this question. Today I'll share with you my decision-making process and what I go through to answer this question for myself. Without any further delays, let's jump right into it. There are two different aspects that I consider: market conditions and my personal situation. Let's start with market conditions. This is the easier one of the two, and I say it's easy because all I care about is gathering facts and information that tell me what's happening with the market right now. Nothing more. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I'm not trying to predict the future. And this is where normally some of us get into a little bit of trouble trying to predict the future. So if you're truly interested in the future, bear with me for a few moments and I'll address the future question on the side of the personal situation stuff. So what kind of facts and information am I interested in? Here are some of the questions that guide me to what I need to know. What kind of market am I getting myself into? Is it a buyer's market, a seller's market, or a neutral market? How fast are properties moving? What are the hot price ranges? Where are interest rates at? Is there a tipping point in the market where it shifts from a seller's market to a buyer's market? And the last thing that I care about is, what about values? Compared to last year, are values stable, or are they up or down? And once I've gathered all the things that I care about, I do nothing more than set that information aside, because all that matters to me is that I have a clear understanding about what's happening. Nothing more. Then I shift my attention from the market to my personal situation. And this is where I spend a lot of time analyzing things. And this is the hard part. And it's hard because it's personal, right? All of a sudden you have feelings, emotions, biases, prejudices that get thrown into the mix of decision making. And believe it or not, all of those things do not always steer us in the right direction and put us on the right path. So without any hesitation, every single time, the most important question that I start with on the personal side is, why do I want to do this? Why am I thinking about buying and selling? What are my objectives? What am I trying to accomplish? What do I stand to gain or lose if I make a decision or don't make a decision to move forward? Is the risk worth the reward? This decision that I am making, is it in the best interest of me and my family, or is it something that I'm doing because everybody else is doing the same thing? And here's the part about the future, perhaps the most critical question of all. What is the worst thing that could possibly happen? What is the worst outcome? And can I live and survive the outcome of that situation? This is the only thing I care about when it comes to the future. It has nothing to do with the market. The responsibility, the accountability lies squarely on my shoulders. And based on how I answer that question, really that determines which way I go. So now I've considered all of my personal stuff. I've went through these series of internal questions. And if I feel pretty confident and good about where I'm at, then I will pull back into the decision-making process all the facts and information that I've gathered about the market and see if the market is simply conducive and sympathetic to what I'm trying to accomplish. But the market is not the determining factor. The determining factor is my personal situation. I think hopefully I made that extremely clear and obvious. When it comes to me, I place a lot more weight on the personal stuff than the market stuff. The market stuff only gets a fraction of my consideration, and that's it. So to get back to the original question before I wrap things up, when is the best time to sell or buy real estate? It depends entirely on you and your personal situation. And if you have a market that supports your goals and objectives, great, right? But do not let the market, do not fall into the trap of letting the market decide for yourself. Only you and you alone should decide for yourself. The responsibility, the accountability is yours, 100%. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found some of this information beneficial and valuable. And if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to reach out via email or private message or text. And as always, you can drop a comment down below. See you next time.